Wait, is it a heavy cav infantry? I mean, surely the dragoons here are going to have an even fight again. Whoa. Okay, let's see how this one's going to go. We've got more hakapellas coming in, but we've got plenty of cazadors here, so surely it's going to be able to deal with the hakapellas being light range cavalry. But hang on a minute, what is this? It's just... Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another casted game. And as you know from the intro, this casted game is going to be showcasing one of the most insane units I've seen at the moment. And it just keeps getting better and better, or worse and worse. I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of like a bad dream. But this is going to be showcasing the hakapella unit, or hakapellat unit from the Swedes. And what I've done here is I've jumped to the start of Age 2 here, and we have a matchup here on the left side, Animus playing as the Swedes, and on the right hand side we have Frontline playing as the Portuguese. So without further ado, we're going to hit the play button and we're going to be jumping straight into Age 2 here. And I thought we'd just get past the first 4 or 5 minutes and we'll start to get into the kind of crux of the matter, where we start to see some hakapellats on the field. Now, this cav unit, I mean, it's supposed to be a Dragoon type unit, and with the recent rework, the overhaul patch, and huge update that came with the hakapella unit, changing them to a Dragoon type unit, giving them the trample ability as well. Also, their melee attack is particularly high, and because they're a Dragoon type unit, they have range resistance. So they're kind of like a pretty decent heavy cav unit that has range resistance and also can act like a Dragoon unit with its ranged attacks. So it's kind of like a hybrid, you could say, but an slightly overpowered one at that. But I must say, in the defense of people when they're going to be saying in the comment section, no doubt, that they're not OP, they're not ridiculous, nothing needs to change, could sort of understand their cost and how much they cost from a resource point of view. So there are 100 food and 100 gold, so a little bit more than your standard Hussar and Dragoon type units. But as we're going to see later on in this matchup here, when they get into mass, they can be kind of nutty and insane. And we do have 2 players here, top 100 players here. Frontline a little bit higher than Animus, and we can see here Animus opening up in Age 2 with a stable straight away, getting hunting dogs. He's already got himself 3 vills, the good old Dominions card giving him some torp wagons, and of course the 700 wood now as well, so he can start getting some torps on the map. And if we go to the right hand side here, we have Frontline already going for a fast fortress, a naked FF about to click up into Age 3, and he's getting his steel traps and some of his sort of eco upgrades. And you can see here that he's gone ahead and he's got like a nice little line here of TCs. If we have a look at his vision quickly, he's already got himself 2 TPs as well. First card he's going to be getting in Age 3 is 5 Dragoons. So there we go. Now this is kind of like quite a popular kind of build order now for Portuguese. You can get into Age 3 incredibly quickly, and it just offers you a lot. You know, you do have the organ guns that now cost 200 gold for 3 of them, still a very good card. And because of the Fatorius card here, getting into Age 3 is really crucial because it gives you the extra TC, it gives you the extra trickle as quickly as possible, and that pays off in dividends throughout the entire game. So it's kind of in your best interest to get the 3 TCs as soon as possible. So 5 Dragoons are out, they're out on the field. And we also have some made from the stables as well. So 8 Dragoons, they're going to just be just causing some harassment here, trying to shut down any more vills, trying to build torps from Animus. And if we go to Animus's vision here, he is actually on the age up as well. So he's kind of done a bit like a semi-FF here, you know, going for the Dominions, the Wood, the Engelsberg. And now he's going to be aging up. So, and getting some upgrades in transition. So very similar to the Portuguese, but a little bit later. He's invested a little bit more. And yeah, he's like max torped. I mean, how quick is that? That is efficiency right there. Full torps are already out. And he's actually skipped the blueberries. Now, this is an interesting thing, skipping the blueberries. And the reason that you want to do this, if you're going for the hakapella, and I know a lot of people in the comment section, they're going to rant and rave because they're going to be like, Widgie, you're promoting this strategy even further. But I think it's quite crystal clear that everybody knows now the problem with this unit, especially when facing your Swedish opponent. You've faced this problem with the hakapella unit, and here it is. It's coming in. The veteran hakapella. Here it is. A fast, heavy hand cavalry from Finland with a powerful short-ranged attack. So this is an interesting one because obviously it's down as light-ranged cavalry. As you can see, that's what it's marked down as. So a dragoon-type unit, very similar, with about 35, I believe. I don't know. I just missed it there. There it is. 36 hand attack, and it does a multiplier against any kind of cavalry. That's not heavy cav, that's any cavalry. So basically, because they have this modifier, it means they can chop through dragoons, they can chop through hussars, lance cavalry, probably chinakos. It'd be an interesting thing to see how the chinakos go. And we're going to see the first encounter here. And look at this. One deleted already, and they have a speed of 7.25, same as dragoons. And the minute they get that snare on, there is no real escape for the dragoon unit. And you can see here that dragoons, they don't have any multipliers against cavalry. They only have ranged multiplier against heavy cav. And what are hakapellas? They're not heavy cav. They're light cav. So their range attack of 26 is only doing a base of 26. And they do have 288 HP. You know, more significant than a dragoon here, which is 240. Now, if we have a look at Animus, he actually hasn't even, this is the funny thing, right? He hasn't actually got a deck to specialize for the hakapellas. He hasn't got the upgrades for them, and we're going to see them in action right now. So more of them getting involved. He's got a collection of Jaegers that he's got as well now, so he's got a good kind of skirm goon. Well, we say goon. Is it a dragoon? Well, we're kind of seeing here that they can just mow down dragoons and just chase them down with the hand attack. It's absolutely wild. And yeah, they cost 100 food and 100 gold, whereas a standard dragoon here is 90 food and 90 gold. So yes, it's a little bit more, but it's like 10% more for both food and gold. And if you're Swedes and you have the Engelsberg, which is the increased gather rate here from your torps, you know, you're not going to really see that extra cost coming in too much. You know, he's already gone ahead and spent the 10 Jaeger card here. So he's got Jaegers and hakapella. It's a really lethal combination, to be honest, because, you know, the hakapellas will deal with any kind of cavalry, and the Jaegers will deal with light cavalry. They deal with heavy infantry, and also they can just trample and destroy skirms as well, as we're going to be seeing very shortly. But it's the hand attack, ladies and gents. Look at it, 36 base. And then with a 1.5 against any kind of cavalry. So it is truly astonishing, this unit. So I think something needs to change. Either it's the labeling of the hakapella, so what kind of unit it is. So before, I think it was a heavy cav. Now it's being called a dragoon, and I think that's the problem. I think putting it to a light cavalry unit means that dragoons can't do anything about the unit at all. That's the issue. So they either need to revert back to the light cav, or they need to try and do something about the hand attack multiplier, because it is actually insane. And now we are getting a push out of Falcons and Corellians now from Animus. And Frontline trying to do as much as he can, disrupting with Dragoons where he can, trying to get some siege on the Torps with the Dragoons. They don't have very high siege in the first place. And another thing for the hakapella, look at the siege. The siege is 24. So it's that they've got double siege. So they've just got... They've got too many attributes from both heavy cav and light cav combined. And there's no kind of, you know, downgrade of anything. There's no trade up at all with this unit. And this is the problem with it. And this is what needs to be addressed. And I hope it's addressed in the near future. Because, you know, we thought that the 3 organ guns with ports was a problem. Well, you know, if the Swedes can dispatch the Portuguese, and the Portuguese are one of the strongest civs at the moment, then we've got a problem, ladies and gents. And we can now see just more coin coming out, and that's basically the kind of thing that you want to do. If you want to maximize your hakapella, you're going to just need coin income, and it's just as easy as that. And yeah, I just thought that this needs to be showcased, and I know people are going to moan because they're going to say, look, more people are going to be doing this, but it's also to raise awareness to the fact that this needs to be addressed, it needs to be sorted, and we've got proof of it, and it's right here. Now, we do see Animus getting a little bit, maybe a little bit eager here, pushing forward quite a bit into the Dragoons, losing quite a few hakapellas there. Not the best engagement with them, but he does have further infantry here to push up, and he's going to be taking down a house here. Always troublesome for the Portuguese for population. And we can see now an organ gun, some more Dragoons on the way, and that seems to be Frontline's only real answer to this, is to go Dragoons. You could go Caçadors. People would say, why don't you go Caçadors? Because the hakapella is like cavalry, so skirmishers should do well against them. But hakapellas can just get straight up in the face in hand attack, in hand combat, and do pretty darn well, and that's the problem, especially when you've got some Falks behind it as well. Organ guns are coming out, and they're going to try and do as much as they can, but not really doing a huge amount of damage here. Ville's going to be trying to get out of the way as best they can, and we see some militiamen pop trying to dispatch some of the falconets, but that's not really going to do too much. And we can see here Animus now just basically just training the Jaegers now from the barracks, because that's what you can do when you get the contract Hessian Jaegers. You can train them from your barracks. So you can basically go for a Jaeger hakapella combination, and it's pretty nutty, I'm not going to lie. He's now got copper mines on the way, so that's going to just basically revitalize his torps, get some more gold, and yeah, he's just going to be pushing on through Frontline here. And this is actually insane. Frontline, an exceptional player at the moment, and Animus a little bit further down on the leaderboard, so this is kind of astonishing. Not saying that Animus wouldn't win this game with maybe India or another one of his civilizations that he plays, but it just shows you the true power of this combination, and whether you think it's too powerful and needs to be addressed, because I think something needs to change here, because yeah, people have caught onto this and it's pretty insane. So you can see more Dragoons trying to dispatch the final Falconet there, managing to get away there with 3 HP. Absolutely insane. Another card available now to Animus, and it's looking pretty dicey. Score gap is pretty significant, and we can see Frontline here really struggling to try and come up with an answer here. He has got some Cannoneer mercenaries on the way, however, which is from an H2 card here. Good old Cannoneers, similar to Abbas Gunners. And, you know, Animus's hakapella mass still there. He's got 18 in total, and he's just got 22 Jaegers on the field now. And he's getting blackberries, so he's just going to revitalize his torps. That is now an unlimited card. You can send that, and it's going to contain 1,000 food each berry bush. So that's kind of insane as well in itself. We can see some of the berries are going to be revitalized with blackberry bushes. You can see one here has 140, and boom, there is a berry bush there, 1,000 food. Revitalized, and it actually spawns it next to it, so I don't know whether it will actually gather that after it's finished with that one. I thought it replaced it, so I didn't even know that. But anyway, you can see the yeah, the hakapellas going on the Cannoneers here, and let's have a look at the Cannoneers. They do bonus damage to light range cavalry. There it is, look, 1.5 bonus damage against light range cavalry, which is the hakapella. The hakapella, I'm not lying to you guys. They do say fast, heavy hand cavalry, which actually isn't true anymore. So they should probably change the description there, because the type, if you look, says light range cavalry. So that is what they've been changed to. And this means that they are pretty unstoppable in mass, especially because of their hand attack, which you can see right here. So it's just the only thing that could beat this, I would say, is just mass skirm, and maybe pike as well. Is potentially the answer against the hakapella. Potentially. But I'm not too sure. There are plenty of cards you can get that can actually boost the hakapellas even more. And the funny thing is that Animus didn't even have that in his deck. So you can see here, he just had a standard kind of Swede deck. He didn't have really anything for cavalry at all. The only one here is this one here. But there are further cards that you can get that can just boost the hakapellas even more. And you can get the trample card, I believe. I can't remember what it's called. That boosts them even more, gives them more options. So, yeah, it's kind of insane. We're going to leave it there, ladies and gents. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this. I know I'm going to have people moaning, saying, you know, Widgie, you're exposing this. More people are going to do it. Why are you doing this? But it's not my fault, guys. It's not my fault that devs can't sort out their issues once they've changed it. They can't address it. You know, when is the next patch going to be? Who the hell knows? Is it going to be in a couple of weeks? Is it going to be a couple of months? We know there's a huge, big update or something is going to be happening in spring of next year. But have we seriously got to, you know, endure this for months to come? I really hope not. So let me know down in the comments below what you think. Do you think I'm wrong about this? Are hakapellas not that overpowered? Does something need to be addressed? Does this put Sweden in sort of S tier now? Does it put it at the top 3, top 4 civs at the moment simply because of this unit? Make sure to let me know if you found this useful, interesting, entertaining, all that good stuff. Please feel free to drop a like, and I'll catch you in the next video or the next stream. Catch you later, guys. Bye.